I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Tuesday, June 2nd. Today, Corydon construction.
This stretch of Corydon is key to the rest of our city.
Why a busy stretch of high-traffic route is getting an expensive makeover. Also today,
the following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
At 4:58 p.m. Central Daylight Time Tuesday, Environment Canada has updated a tornado warning for south-central Manitoba. Extra care and attention should be exercised. The following localities are included in the warning: Winkler, Morden, Miami, Deerwood, Carman, Bruncold and Gray. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that is producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail and locally intense rainfall are also possible. Take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches. Please consult local media for more information.
Issued a tornado warning for this region immediately to the east of Lake Manitoba in the Interlake, but this one too has been in effect for the last several minutes. This area includes places like Miami and Deerwood, so these are severe thunderstorms that could possibly be producing a tornado. So if you are in those areas, seek shelter immediately. I will have more details on these tornado warned storms and what the weather situation will look like for all of southern Manitoba. Winnipeg is under a severe thunderstorm watch tonight. I will have more coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll check back with you in a little bit. Thanks, Colleen. A high-traffic stretch of Corydon Avenue is getting some major multi-million-dollar upgrades. Standing by live with those details is CTV's Daniel Helmerson. Daniel, where exactly is this work happening?
Well, Marilee, the project spans Corydon Avenue between Shaftesbury Boulevard and Kenaston Boulevard, an important southwest Winnipeg transportation link. The project is a joint effort between Ottawa, the province, and the city of Winnipeg. Some highlights include resurfacing all lanes between Tuxedo Avenue and Kenaston, as well as all westbound lanes to Shaftesbury. There will also be additional transit stops, curb bump outs, and a new transit shelter with the goal of improving accessibility and safety. Sewer and water infrastructure will also be getting a refresh, and a new paved multi-use path from Park Boulevard to Kenaston is being put in with the goal linking multiple area attractions.
As we know, this street, Corydon Avenue, is a critical east-west connection, and for the surrounding neighborhoods and commuters moving through this section of roadway every day, this stretch of Corydon is key to the rest of our city. It connects residents to downtown, to Assiniboine Park, to Assiniboine Forest, to local schools, and to local shops. That's why this renewal matters.
The project is expected to cost a cool $7.5 million.
When's the work expected to wrap up, Danny?
Well, the initial work on the project began in late May, and as our cameras showed you, crews are hard at work. With that, though, has come some traffic delays and a fair share of lane closures and streets closed to local access only. Some local residents say it's tough accessing area shops and homes, but it looks like we will need to be patient for a little while longer. The project is not expected to be completed until late 2026.
All right. Thanks for this, Danny. The search for the body of a woman who fell through the ice in central Manitoba has come to an end. 23-year-old Tasha Furland and 31-year-old Corbin Constant were inside a pickup truck when it broke through the ice on Cedar Lake December 16th. Constant's body was found January 6th, and today RCMP announced community members have found a woman's body near the south dike of the Manitoba Hydro Dam in Grand Rapids. The Grand Rapids Fire Department has identified the individual as Furland. An autopsy is pending, and Furland's next of kin have been notified. More than a dozen wildfires have sparked up across the province in the past 24 hours. 5 of those fires are in the far north in the region surrounding Tuduli Lake and are being monitored. 3 are northeast of Flin Flon and the Paw and considered out of control. They range in size from 15 to 280 acres. 3 more are in eastern Manitoba and are also being monitored. 2 fires are burning out of control west of Lac de Bonnie, where they were reported on Sunday. Reeve Lauren Schinkel says water bombers and helicopters are being used to suppress them.
We had our fire department went out last night on value protection, and there's 2 properties dependent on what happens with where the fire is going to end up. There's 2 properties that could be impacted, so they were outfitted with sprinkler systems. And there's been no evacuations yet, but at the end of the day, we're just taking that precautionary measure.
The most recent provincial data shows nearly 30 wildfires in Manitoba right now. 5 are considered out of control. The spring sitting at Manitoba's legislature is officially over, and MLAs are now off for the summer. The 3-month session featured plenty of political sparring, along with debates over affordability and a proposed social media ban. Starting July 1st, the PST will be removed from prepared meals, snacks, and soft drinks sold at grocery and convenience stores. The NDP says the move will save the average family of 4 about $100 a year. The opposition, though, says Manitobans need more help to deal with the rising cost of living. The legislature is not set to resume sitting until late September. The city of Kenora is moving ahead with the expropriation of a historic downtown hotel.
We would like to see the appropriate level of investment to bring an amazing heritage building back to its former glory.
Friday, the town's council approved a motion to continue with the seizure of the Kenrisha Hotel. It follows a ruling in April by the Ontario Land Tribunal, which determined the city is entitled to pursue the property to revitalize the site. The hotel opened in 1910 and was bought by its current owners last June. A walkthrough 3 years ago revealed large portions of the space were in disrepair, and attempts to find new developers to work with the owners has been unsuccessful. The city will now be able to request proposals for the site.
The goal would be to go to market and attempt to attract developers that have a vision and the financial capability and the experience to do what they say that they're going to do.
Only around 70% of the building is currently in use. Long-term stay guests will be required to leave the property during construction. The Carolina Hurricanes and Vegas Golden Knights square off in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final tonight, and there are plenty of Manitobans to cheer for.
Chased by Sebastian Aho.
Winnipeg's Seth Jarvis is playing in the Stanley Cup final for the first time alongside teammate Jordan Martinook, who hails from Brandon. Meantime, Golden Knights captain Winnipegger Mark Stone is looking to lead his club to a second Stanley Cup win. He's joined by Oakbank's Brett Howden and Brandon's Keegan Kolesar. Puck drop from Raleigh, North Carolina is 7 o'clock tonight. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady once again and get an update on some severe weather you've been tracking.
We still have tornado warnings that are in effect in different parts of southern Manitoba. Look at the satellite radar, Marilee, just lighting up with thunderstorms, and some are severe. Now, these are the 2 warned areas where we are seeing storms that could be producing tornadoes. Let me start down here in south central Manitoba. Now, according to Environment Canada, this storm that could be producing a tornado is near Miami. It's moving northeast at 30 kilometers an hour, but you'll note too that Carmen is also under that tornado warning. And then further north, we've got that second tornado warning. This storm is potentially producing a tornado. It is near Moosehorn, and it is also moving northeast at about 25 kilometers an hour. And you can also see Ericsdale is under that warning, as is Fairford. So again, look at all these thunderstorms moving across southern Manitoba. In addition to those tornado warnings, much of southern Manitoba, including Winnipeg and Brandon, are under an orange watch for severe thunderstorms. I'll have much more on this coming up in a few minutes. But for now, let's take a look through the CTV Live Eye. It's brought to you by Bathfit, our exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's 27 degrees. It's cloudy. It's windy. Winds out of south-southeast at 24 kilometers an hour, gusting to 35. The pressure is rising and the humidity is 46%. Let's take a look out in traffic. A live look at Portage Avenue, east and westbound in front of Polo Park. It looks like everything is just fine there.
This new school will now open with an 800 student capacity to accommodate this growing community's needs.
Breaking ground, where a brand new school is set to open and who it plans to serve after the break. We have an update on home sales in the key BC market of Vancouver. We get the details from BNN Bloomberg's Morella Fernandez.
Home sales in Metro Vancouver were down almost 4% in May compared to May of 2025. The biggest weight on the sector, apartment sales. They were down about 7%. The benchmark price of a home is also down year over year by more than 6%. For May, it was just over $1,100,000. The benchmark price for an apartment specifically in Metro Vancouver was just under $700,000. Here are the closing numbers for the day. Canadian dollar up a fraction to 72.27. West Texas Intermediate up to 93.53. Western Canadian Select is down to 71.43. And the TSX popped up over 400 points today for a new record close of 35,169. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
It's shaping up to be a deadly week on Manitoba highways. RCMP are reporting 2 more fatal crashes in as many days. The first happened Sunday on Highway 44 at the intersection of Provincial Road 212, just 3 kilometers west of Garson. Mounties say a motorcycle driving on the highway hit a car which was attempting to cross the intersection. The 66-year-old driver was airlifted to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries, while his passenger, a 70-year-old woman, died at the scene. The 19-year-old woman driving the car was taken to hospital as a precaution. And early yesterday afternoon, a van and semi collided at an intersection in a rural area northwest of Roblin. The driver of the van, a 42-year-old man from Roblin, was pronounced dead at the scene. The semi flipped over and the driver, a 31-year-old man also from Roblin, was taken to hospital in serious but non-life-threatening condition. The province has officially started construction on a new East Winnipeg school and childcare facility. It will be located in Devonshire Park and serve up to 800 children from kindergarten to grade 8. There will also be an integrated childcare center with space for up to 134 infants, preschoolers, and school-aged kids.
It's going to be an approximately 90,000 square foot facility. It will include modern classrooms, flexible learning spaces, a gymnasium, a multi-purpose room, and also specialized areas to support a variety of learning opportunities and a variety of programming to support all students.
It's one of 11 new schools announced in last year's budget. The school is expected to open in September of 2027. Police are calling it the largest seizure of counterfeit soccer jerseys in Canadian history. And for fans, you may have bought a fake.
So folks are walking into retail stores thinking that they're buying an authentic piece of, say, a jersey or sporting equipment. They're paying full price as they would if it was authentic, but they're getting a fake counterfeit.
Toronto police seized some 16,000 fake jerseys and 2 World Cup trophies with a value of more than $3.5 million. Now, according to police, these jerseys were being sold to legitimate retailers as authentic. Investigators say the items came from Amana Trading Company in Mississauga. Police conducted a search on May 26th and 2 men were arrested. They now face multiple charges, including fraud over $5,000. Both are scheduled to appear in court August 17th.
We've got it handled. Look, star, deputy, me, no star.
Oh, hey, Buzz, what is that?
What? Where?
To infinity and beyond. The global superstar who has a new song attached to the latest Toy Story movie. Spotlight is next.
Winnipeg shows its pride. The annual Pride Parade takes over downtown Winnipeg this Sunday, and we want to take you there. Join me, Colleen Brady, and Catherine Dow, along with our friends from 103.1 Virgin Radio, as we bring you all the colorful floats, conversations with people along the parade route, and much more. You can join us online by visiting ctvnewswinnipeg.ca beginning at 11 a.m.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival is back in just over a month's time.
Hard to believe. Organizers are announcing even more talent to the lineup.
There, that one right there. Yeah, with the handle broken off of it. Everything sticks to it. It's terrible for cooking. That's the camping frying pan.
Comedian Kelly Taylor joins Lars Calliew and local funny man Jordan Wellwood this year as one of the hosts. The latest additions join an already stacked lineup, including Jim Gaffigan, Aziz Ansari, and Jeff Arcuri, just to name a few. The Great Outdoors Comedy Festival runs July 17th to the 19th.
Manitoba's largest pet expo is also returning.
It's a one-stop shop for folks to stock up on pet supplies, learn about training, or even bring home a new pal. More than 2,000 people are expected to stop by the Manitoba Pet Expo on Sunday, July 7th. St. Norbert Community Centre will host more than 85 pet rescues, clubs, and businesses. And yes, you can bring your pets. More details can be found at manitobapetexpo.com.
Well, after weeks of rumors, it's now official. Taylor Swift is part of the new Toy Story movie.
Yes, she revealed a new song yesterday that will be featured on the film's soundtrack. It's called I Knew It, I Knew You, and it will be released on Friday. Taylor Swift writes on social media, quote, I've always dreamed of getting to write for these characters who I've adored since I was a 5-year-old kid watching the first Toy Story movie. Toy Story 5, by the way, hits theaters on June 19th.
She was 5 when the first one came out.
We were not 5.
All right, Jack White has a new show coming up in London.
He does. He won't be playing music there, though. Instead, he'll be displaying work at an art exhibition. There will be sculptures and installations made from stuff White found lying around the road. Fun fact, before he became a rock star, White learned upholstery as a teenager. He even opened up his own shop called Third Man Upholstery during the 90s. Talk about being a true Renaissance man, Marilee.
No kidding. All right. Thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Here is your Tuesday primetime lineup. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune kicks things.
The following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
At 5:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time Tuesday, Environment Canada has updated a tornado warning for south central Manitoba. Extra care and attention should be exercised. The following localities.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Uber has released its 2026 Lost and Found Index, offering a look at the items riders left behind in vehicles all across Canada over the past year. Phones, wallets, and bags, of course, top the list of the most commonly forgotten items. But Uber says some riders also left behind some pretty unusual things, including a 15-pound frozen turkey in Toronto, a full set of goalie pads in Edmonton, and a violin hard case in Montreal. Uber says Saskatoon, by the way, is Canada's most forgetful city.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady one more time and get another update on these storms.
Still seeing two distinct areas, Marilee, where tornadoes are being warned for by Environment and Climate Change Canada. You can see the radar lighting up with this line of storms, some severe, some not. But as I mentioned, in a couple of areas, Environment Canada has issued outright tornado warnings. So these are severe thunderstorms that Environment Canada thinks could be producing tornadoes, including not just the tornadoes, but also look out for damaging hail, strong winds, and heavy downpours. I'm going to zoom in on this first area. Now, Environment Canada has just updated this warned region. You can see it's to the north of places like Morden and Winkler, including Roland and Carman. Now, Environment Canada hasn't said in its most recent update exactly where it thinks this storm is, but a few minutes ago, it was near Miami, moving northeast at 30 kilometers an hour for at least some sense of where this storm could be. But if you are anywhere in these areas, seek shelter immediately. Of course, tornadoes are life-threatening. Further north, we still have that tornado warning in effect in the Interlake, in those areas just to the east of Lake Manitoba, but also parts of Lake Manitoba itself still under that warning. The latest we have from Environment Canada there is that, again, this storm that could be producing tornadoes is near Moosehorn, moving to the northeast at 25 kilometers an hour. In addition to that, we have these areas lighting up in orange. So we have south central, the Red River Valley, and eastern, southeastern Manitoba under an orange watch for severe thunderstorms. That includes the city of Winnipeg. So there is the potential for thunderstorms that could develop tonight that could become severe. Now, I mentioned Brandon earlier, no longer under that watch. Dauphin is, though. Then we still have heat warnings that continue in the north for Norway House, Thompson no longer under the warning. Norway House is for the next few hours anyway, so is the Paw and Flin Flon. That will change tomorrow. But in the hours ahead, before we have...
The following is a message from the Canadian National Public Alerting System.
At 5:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time Tuesday, Environment Canada has updated a tornado warning for Interlake, Manitoba. Extra care and attention should be exercised. The following localities are included in the warning: Gypsumville, Ashern, West Interlake and Jackhead Reserve. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail and locally intense rainfall are also possible. Take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches. Please consult local media for more information.
Possible, and they do have the potential to become severe. South winds at 30 tonight, same thing tomorrow morning. They do ease for the bulk of the day, though. A high tomorrow of just 23 degrees. Again, showers likely. We could see thunderstorms develop as well. Then we get into the long range, 21 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud on Thursday. By Friday, up to 22, mix of sun and cloud. Outside chance of showers those days, taking us into the weekend when we turn the heat right back up to 29 in the sun on Saturday, 31 on Sunday with a chance of a thunderstorm. Same thing on Monday with a cooler high, relatively speaking, of 24 degrees. Let's take a look at our first weather photo. It takes us out to the beautiful Lee River. Derek took that photo. A lovely one indeed. And this next one coming up is lovely too. It's taken by Daphne. This was out on the Bunny Bonnie Bee Cree Nation in northern Manitoba. Send us your photos by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provincial, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provincial.com.
A zoo in Croatia is throwing a week-long party for its most beloved resident. Koki the cockatoo has just turned 70 years old. Now, that isn't an unusual age for a cockatoo living in captivity, but he isn't an old crank either. We're told he's very happy to whistle and chat with visitors at the zoo. Sometimes, though, he does argue with people as well.
Good for him.
How entertaining. He apparently likes lettuce, too.
And he's very handsome, as you can clearly see.
How fun.
Yeah.
I love cockatoos. All right, that does it for us this hour, but don't go far. We're back at 6 with much more local news, including an update on those severe storms. Hope to see you then.